What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dropping Wisdom with Santos podcast. And today I have a new guest. Introduce yourself and tell us what it's going to be about today.
Dave Stiles, owner of Dave's Diagnostics and Automotive Specialties, low-key shop in Virginia Beach. Specialize in most makes, most models. No job too big, no job too small, man. Ready to rock and roll.
Diagnostics, and Automotive is the Instagram name.
It's Dave's Diagnostics at Instagram.
Okay, that's it. Because when I clicked on it, it had this big long name on top. The Dave Diagnostics and Automotive.
Well, when you my handle Dave's Diagnostics, that's how you'll find.
Okay, Dave Diagnostics.
That's how you'll find that.
757-933-0330. Professional Auto Repair. ASE Master Certified. What is that? What does that mean?
It's automotive service excellence. It's basically a blue seal recognition. Elite automotive technicians. You know, you test into categories, and if you ace 8 categories: steering, suspension, brakes, engine repair, engine performance, air conditioning, automatic transmission, manual transmission, and driveline. If you master those tests, then you get the master certification. You can be an ASE certified technician without all 8 categories. You can get 1 category, 2 categories, 3 categories, but in order to obtain that master status, you have to have all 8 categories, and you got to remain current with that.
Okay. And how often do you have to do that? Is that annually or?
Well, it's if you got to test out every 5 years. But they recently released an app to where they send you a series of questions throughout the year, and as long as you answer 10 questions correctly, you actually prolong your certification for another year.
No.
So it works way better. I don't got to go test in a facility
As long as you
anymore.
get those 10 answers, right?
Yeah.
You got to get 100?
No. I mean, they'll send you like 16 over the course of the year, so you can't fuck up.
Yeah. You can Google the answer?
No. I mean, I'm sure you could if you were a scumbag, but I mean, I try to be true to my shit, man.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? If I got to study for something, that means I don't know the material.
Well, yeah. All right. You service and repair most makes and models built on performance, service, repair, drivability, electrical troubleshooting, and more.
And more, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What model do you not work on?
I mean, there really isn't anything I won't work on, but when it comes to like big, heavy diesel stuff, food trucks, things like that, man, I'm just, my facility's not equipped for that. I'm not tooled up for
You ever
that.
work on a Tesla?
I mean, I can work on a Tesla, but I mean, there's only so many things that break on a Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your general wear and tear items such as brakes, tires, suspension. If a battery craps out on a Tesla, you're going to have to go to Tesla.
Has anyone ever called you up just because you're the mechanic? They say, hey, man, can you install the power station for the Tesla in my house? Or is that more of an electrician?
That's more of an electrician's
Okay.
job. I mean, I'm sure I could do it, but when you're dealing with voltage and stuff like that, especially in your home, you want a certified electrician to come out and do that. I'm not a certified electrician on AC power. Now, DC power, electrical, automotive stuff, master. That's my bread and butter.
How did you get into this profession?
Well, when I was a kid, my father was a mechanic. He had his own shop in the 80s, but he passed away in 89 when I was 6 years old. So I always took shit apart and was actually the guy that put stuff back together after I took it apart. You know, a lot of kids that take something apart and they couldn't figure out how to put it back together. Well, I had a knack for putting things back together. And then, like, when I was younger, I would dirt bikes and go-karts, and I was always fixing my own shit and kind of just gravitated into it. Went to high school vocational education program here in Virginia Beach, and ended up getting selected for what they call AS, which is Automotive Youth Education Systems. I was like 15 years old. They placed me at a dealer, and I chose Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, whatever you want to call it, Mopar products essentially. And I got placed at the dealership in an apprenticeship situation. And from there, they placed me at the dealer, started paying me. And then my 11th grade summer, non-existent, bro. I went straight to worked the whole summer. Made it through summer, back to school, senior year. Worked during my senior year. In the afternoons, I would get out of VOTech, get out of high school, go straight to the shop, start working. Following summer, same thing, and then that was a wrap, bro. So
Because I was about to ask you, how did you get trained and certified? And that's basically, you started getting trained and certified in middle high school.
Well,
basically.
VOTech basically they kind of they gave me the basics, and then getting placed in the dealership. The dealer has ongoing training; it just never stops. So for 24 years, I was just constantly training, and then being in the field. There's nothing more educational than being in the field and facing the challenges and just diving face first in piles of shit. And essentially that's how I've learned, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think I've retained most of that. So for me, that's just how it ended up.
Do you belong to an automotive association?
ASE, that's it. I mean, automotive service excellence. No real no, there's no real associations that I can be affiliated with per se. I mean, there's all kinds of technician networks and things out there, valuable resources for guys like me that I can be a part of. They do forums and information, just plethoras of information, but you gotta buy into a lot of these things, and I'm a cheapskate, so I don't buy into a lot of that stuff. I mean, if you get your work done by me, and if you know me, then you already know what kind of work you're gonna get. So,
Do you give free estimates?
I do give free estimates.
Do you provide written estimates?
I provide written estimates. I actually provide digital estimates through my shop management system. I can email you an estimate, and it'll be transparent. Everything's on the page. I can text it to you. You open up a link. It's transparent. You open up the page. Now, there is a difference between an estimate and then say like a diagnostic. Sure, I'll hook up a scan tool. We'll check your check engine light for you. I'm not going to charge you for that. Just like AutoZone wouldn't charge you for that. But in the event that I have to sell you something, or if it's not a cut and dry thing, then we have to take it a step further. Then I got to start, we got to start talking about numbers and what it's going to take to get to the root cause of whatever the fault is.
Do you explain in detail the necessary repairs?
Absolutely. Any which way that it needs to be explained. I'm actually really good at articulating problems to individuals in ways that they can understand. I mean, I could be the nerd brain if you want me to get all scientific with it, but from one bro to another bro, I can put it down in layman's terms for you to understand, and it'll all be on paper. So I mean, it's transparent. Everything is there.
Is the customer able to choose the parts for the repair?
If they would like to. If a customer wants to get their own parts, then absolutely. If they say, hey man, I only use factory OEM parts, original equipment manufactured parts, sure, we can source that. If you want to source the parts yourself, we can do that too. The caveat to that is that I'm not going to offer you a warranty. In the event that part fails, we got to replace it again. I'm going to charge you to do it.
Yeah.
Now, if I sell you the part and the part fails, I'm not going to charge you again to do it. That's all.
Well, what's the usual warranty?
12,000 miles, 12 months, typically. And the other caveat to a customer, say, providing their own parts, well, I may be off topic because you said choose, but I'm going to say provide. If you provide the parts, my labor rate goes up just a little bit because now I'm not making any margins on parts. So it's not a lot, but it's a little bit. I mean, it's cost of doing business.
Yeah. Will you call if there are any unexpected expenses or discoveries during your repair?
Well, with every vehicle that I touch, I do a multi-point inspection as a courtesy to my customer, but also as a CYA to my business. In my experience, it's just better to put everything out on the page, tell you exactly what's wrong with the vehicle, and then let you decide what you want to do with what I have told you. But yeah, I mean, I think I lost myself a little bit.
Okay, so you basically provide a detailed invoice as well.
Detailed invoice, yeah. And if I'm say I'm working on something, say a Jeep or a truck or whatever, and a bolt snaps while I'm in the middle of doing something. If it was my fault, you're not gonna know about it. If it was because it's a rust bucket, it's 30 years old.
I still won't know about it.
It's ran through the ringer or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna call you and be like, hey man, I gotta drill and extract this. There's gonna be some casualties along the way. This estimate might go up a little bit, and that's the difference in the automotive world versus like the contracting world. You call a contractor to get a deck built, they're gonna give you a quote, and that quote is basically gonna be down to the nail what your expense is. Well, in my business, shit happens all the time, and therefore that's why we provide an estimate, because it could change. Now, typically, I'm not at liberty to spend your money, so you're going to know exactly what is needed throughout the course of the process. If I tell you estimate's going to be $1,600, you come in to pay, and I'm like, well, it was like $1,940. That's not acceptable to me. You're spending the customer's money, so we got to get authorization before we spend money, and that's just what I do.
What don't you do there?
What don't I do there? Well, I do not do Virginia state inspections, and the reason for that is because my location isn't certifiable as an inspection station.
How do you make that happen?
Well, you got to be like on a main drag on like where public traffic can see you. Essentially, there's a whole bunch of rules laid out by the state police.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because they're the state police. They make the rules. They're the policy enforcers.
We need to see your shop from the main road.
Well, that's why the public has access to your state inspection sign or whatever. There's a lot of criteria. I wish I could tell you all of it off the top of my head, but the manual for the state police is about 400 pages thick, so remembering all that shit is a lot to remember.
You might get those questions during the year, though.
However, I am a certified state inspector. I cannot provide you with a sticker, but I can provide you with a peace of mind knowing that you can come to my shop because it's inspection time, that I can basically do everything pertaining to the state inspection as far as checking all the safety requirements and everything laid out by the state police. I kind of call state inspectors agents of extortion for the state police. A lot of people have a disdain for that state inspection. I myself believe in it, not because it sells work, but because I like knowing that the vehicles around me on the road are as safe as mine is.
I just don't like the fact that I'm driving next to someone that doesn't even have one.
Correct. And
I'm like, why did I have to pay for one? This dude is just driving around. Cops ain't pulling his ass over. He don't even have current tags. He doesn't have a current state inspection sticker. I'm paying my shit. He ain't getting pulled over.
Well, I think that's the difference between a responsible individual and somebody who just doesn't give a
Fuck that, Dave!
We're all rebellious in our own ways, man, but I don't need the cops sniffing up my ass. So.
Do you do oil changes?
I do oil changes. I do it all phases of service that you can imagine. Oil changes, tire rotations, alignments. I can do anything you need, man. Fluid changes. I'm not here to sell you flushes. I don't believe in flushes. I believe that flushes are cash cows that the dealership has kind of invented, and some of these bigger conglomerates have kind of leaned on to just juice pennies from their customers. If you say you need a transmission service, then I'm going to drop the pan. I'm going to change the filter. I'm going to change the fluid. I'm going to replace the gasket, and I'm going to make sure that bitch is fresh. You get a flush, all they're doing is pumping old fluid out and pushing new fluid in. So you still got that same dirty filter sitting in there. What is that going to do to your fresh new fluid? It's just going to dirty it up again, man. So certain things, any maintenance item you could think of.
What's your average cost for an oil change?
Average cost for an oil change, 6 quarts full synthetic oil, whether it be 520, 530, 020, unless it's a Euro, up to 6 quarts, $85 out the door.
Okay. Now, is that do you use different oil for summer and winter?
I use whatever the manufacturer suggests.
Okay.
Back in the day, you run 530 in the in the summer, and then you run 1030 in the winter. But those days are long gone, man. Those days are long gone. Manufacturers are very specific about the oil that they want you to use in your engines, and I follow the manufacturer's guidelines when it comes to every fluid on the vehicle.
Ever have a dissatisfied customer?
It happens.
How do you deal with it?
You just gotta grin and bear, I mean, satisfaction isn't always guaranteed, man, especially when you're telling somebody they gotta spend their hard-earned money. It's hard out here, man, but we all gotta do what we gotta do. Dissatisfied customer, maybe I'll throw you a free oil change. Maybe I'll rotate the tires or plug something, or plug a tire if you can pick up a nail. Or I'll send it down to my detail homie and I'll get the car polished up for you before, if you give me the leniency to do so I can reestablish a good relationship with you. You just gotta shuck and jive and pivot, man, fill out the scenarios. Refunding money, if I absolutely have to, don't really want to, because my time is valuable and I did provide a service. If you're not satisfied with what I've done, we can talk about it, but there should be no reason why that would occur.
What is included in your oil change? The oil, the filter, what else?
Oil, filter, top off, washer fluid, adjust your tire pressures, and then I go ahead and do a multi-point inspection on the entire vehicle. Check the tires, check the brakes, check the steering, check the suspension, check the rest of the fluids on the car, check your filters, your cabin air filter if you have one. Just take a peek at all the little nooks and crannies of the car, the belts, the hoses. Make sure you got no leaks or anything that could potentially cause issues down the road. And again, I do that as a courtesy to the customer, but I also do that to cover my own ass in the shop. Because if you get work done by me and then you roll out of here and you go to Jiffy Lube or whatever and you get your oil changed the next time around because I couldn't get you in, or you decided to go somewhere else for whatever reason, they're like, oh, by the way, this is wrong and that's wrong and this wrong. And you're like, well, Dave didn't tell me that shit. No, Dave's gonna tell you that shit. That's what Dave does. So,
what do you think your strengths and weaknesses are?
Man, I don't want to sound cocky, man, but when it comes to automotive, I'm strong. My biggest weakness in automotive would be diesel. That true, real talk. I'm certified in diesel all the way up, but at the end of the day, my experience with diesels is minimal. Plus, I don't like the way they smell. You get greasy as shit, and you can't pay me enough money to do it, because any heavy-duty diesel technician has got half the lifespan of a gas technician, so they better be making twice as much money. That's my philosophy. I avoided it when I was at the dealership for 25 years, and I would be lying if I said, yeah, I can do this, and I can do that, and I can do this. I can do stuff, but that would be my weak point.
How do you encourage a customer to maintain their vehicle?
Well, I can't, and there's only so much you can do to encourage a customer to maintain their vehicle. Encouragement would come to the reassurance that you could spend a little bit of money now, or we can spend a whole lot of money later. Which one do you want? You know what I'm saying? It's no different than me giving a customer a $2,000 estimate because they got an older vehicle and there's a few things wrong with it. Well, you can spend the 2 racks and get the vehicle back up to par, or you can go get a new car and then you got a $700 a month car payment perpetually every month. I try to be transparent and honest, man. I lead the horse to water, but I can't force the horse to drink the water.
Okay. Where do you get your tools, your equipment? What's your go-to brand and shit like that?
Snap-on's been my go-to brand for about as long as I've been a mechanic, and that's 26 years now. Here recently, it's been a little harder to get a hold of a Snap-on franchisee because they're few and far in between, and not all territories are being serviced. So I've had to pivot. Second choice is now Mac Tools. I like Mac Tools a little bit. And when I'm in a pinch and I need a tool that I don't have because I'm working on every make and every model, sometimes I gotta order things off the internet, whether it be Tool Web or even Amazon. And then last but not least, Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight's got you know, they've had a bad stigma for making cheap bullshit, but in my experience with all the hand tools and the things that they offer with lifetime warranties, and you can just go to the store, turn in the broken component, and then get a brand new one free of charge. Like, I mean, they're coming up. They've made leaps and bounds. They're coming up.
I'm jealous of your beard. Just want to let you know.
Don't be.
I love your beard. I tried to grow my beard out one time. I either looked homeless or I looked like a fucking terrorist.
Well, I mean, you go through those phases where you look homeless for a little while, you know, and then, you know, you go through those phases where you look like a terrorist for a little while. But I mean, once people start to see you, you know, they know who you are. They know you're not a fucking terrorist.
And they know who I am, and they tell me to shave that shit.
I mean, I've had my shit way longer than this, and I've had my shit way shorter than this, man.
If I start growing out a certain length, it starts fucking itching.
Yeah, about that 3/4 inch mark, it'll itch to fucking death, man. You got to get through the inch mark, and then it looks silly as fuck. Yeah, I wake up in the morning, my shit will be busting a hard fucking left. It takes me like 25 minutes to get ready in the morning. Just
what do you put in it? What do you put in? Soul Glow? What do you put in your beard to?
Little beard oil. That's it nowadays. Nah, no suave, no shit like that, man. Just some good old fashioned like cedar oil, beard oil, bourbon, whatever the fuck the flavor of the month is.
Okay, one last thing. Where exactly are you located?
I'm located Castleton Commerce, the Commerce Park, so it's 2424 Castleton Commerce Way, Suite 405 and Suite 406 in Virginia Beach, Virginia 23454.
And that's basically a turn off of London Bridge.
It's a turn off of London Bridge. Yeah. So if you know where Davis Car Care is, no affiliation. If you know where Davis Car Care is, you got to go behind Davis Car Care.
Fuck him
to find me. Well, I mean, you know, I'm not knocking the dude's game, but everybody I talk to that goes there is like, holy fuck, that dude is taxing. Like,
ooh.
I mean, like big money. Like labor rates are out of control, like above, you know, $180, $200, $210 an hour type of shit.
Damn.
I mean, at least I got a leg to stand on by offering $135 an hour labor rate. I also offer 10% discount to my military fam out there, my first responders, and, you know, friends and family, man.
And podcast listeners?
Of course. If you drop Santos' name from the podcast and you come to see me, I'll hook you up with 10%. Off the labor.
Let's go. Okay, we pretty much covered everything from Dave's Diagnostics. Are you ready for the Santos signature questions?
Drop it, bro.
Do you think you've ever witnessed paranormal activity?
I do believe I have, man.
Tell us the one that comes up first.
Well, man, I don't. It's hard to explain, bro. It's not like I don't know, just weird shit, man. It's hard to explain, bro. Like shoes being in different places than where I left them. Like I have some at the edge of the bed, and it'll end up under the bed, like in the very middle.
You don't think one of your 4 dogs might have done that?
Nah, they're too big to get under there, bro. They're perfectly placed. Like,
ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, like, my house is level, my slab isn't sinking, but every now and then a fucking door will just move for no good reason.
Air conditioning vent, maybe?
No, I don't think so, man. It might sound like a cliche, but I mean, I'm telling you, these things, I've experienced these things, man. And you know, like when you watch a scary movie or whatever, and then you like, if you're by yourself and you walk down the hallway,
you start seeing shadow people.
Yeah, man, you're like, hurry the fuck up and get in the bathroom and turn the light on, man. They're
right behind me.
They're coming for me.
Oh, that's great. Okay, do you think you've ever seen a UFO or alien?
Absolutely.
All right, tell us.
Absolutely, man. And being right here on the coast of the Atlantic, I think there's more shit going on out there than any scientist can explain, bro. So I'm hanging out one night, and I live over near Dam Neck Base, so clear view of the sky in that area. I'm hanging out over there one night, and I wasn't partying or nothing, dude. We were just hanging out, shooting the breeze. And out of nowhere, you see this light just rise up, like, and you know it wasn't a jet. It looked like a star, but it went straight up vertical, like I don't know, like it looked like 6,000 feet or some shit, and it just shot straight up, and then it sat there like this, and then it just darted hard to the fucking left, and it just disappeared into the nothing.
No sound?
No sound, bro.
Just like
it looked like it came out of the ocean and just went this way. It was the fucking craziest thing I've seen, bro.
What'd you do?
What did I do? I said, yo, did y'all motherfuckers just see that shit? And the three of us were like, yeah, I fucking saw that shit. Well, I mean, maybe it's a military experiment, man. Who the fuck knows? Because, I mean, they got secrets. I know that they got secrets that we don't know about. I mean,
Some
beyond
type of
Area
underwater
51 and shit. But
Yeah.
I have, research, not necessarily research, but listen to some ancient alien shit and this and that. And I guess there might be wormholes in the ocean,
or alien bases,
or alien bases in the ocean, and they actually come out of the water to like check to get to outer space type of shit.
I reported one in 95, 96 when I was on the cutter, U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Forward off the coast of Puerto Rico. I was on helmet lookout, and I seen something moving in the water. And I reported it. It was like circular, about the size of a vehicle, and light blue, that translucent color.
Mm-hmm.
That's white color. And the radar didn't have anything. Then I looked back and it disappeared. And that's what I seen because I reported it. I'm like, I seen that. And then after the internet came to be, because this was before, you could be corrupted by all the propaganda.
Of course.
You read how Puerto Ricans always witness aliens or UFOs, USOs moving around, going in and out of the waters off the coast there. And I'm like, that's where I was, and that's what I seen. But,
That's wild. I wonder if there's something with the geographic location there.
Well, they say it's there's deep caverns underneath Puerto Rico.
Right.
So that could be where the alien base is.
I mean, I don't discount it as
Hell
being
no.
fucking for real, bro.
I mean, honestly, man, if I just wish they'll take me treat me like I'm Enoch, man. Hey, come with us for a couple days and we'll show you some shit. I'm like, fuck yeah.
And as long as they don't want to fucking probe your asshole, it's kind of good to go, right?
Nothing up the booty hole.
You always hear the anal probe bullshit when you're talking about aliens, man. But
yeah.
You'd have to be a fool not to think that there's extraterrestrial life out there.
Yeah, you cannot be the only ones.
We might be the aliens to them. You know what I'm saying?
But we cannot be the only ones, because if it is, that's embarrassing.
There's no chance. Dude.
No chance. I mean, there's certain things you see in the ocean. You're like,
my thought is that like our solar system is just an atom, right?
Uh-huh.
And like there's a way bigger thing out like in the universe. Like
at the
all
ending,
the solar systems are other atoms.
Like at the ending of what was it, Men in Black? Was that the movie? How they got wildfire out of the universe, and then some guy like grabbed it like it was a marble and put it in a marble bag.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, that's what I think. We're just small potatoes.
I mean, we are tiny compared to the vastness of what's really out there, man.
All right, man. Well, I think we pretty much covered it.
That's a wrap.
Dave's Diagnostics, 757-933-0330. Dave Diagnostics is the Instagram. Tell the address again.
It is 2424 Castleton Commerce Way, Suite 405, Suite 406, Virginia Beach, Virginia 23454.
Off of London Bridge.
23456, excuse me.
56. Okay. Now, if you want to be a guest, please hit me up and let me know. I'd love to have you on. Please follow me on all the social media platforms. I'm on all of them. And if you hope you enjoy the podcast. I have a couple coffee cups and magnets left. If everybody wants some, I have a magnet and coffee cup going for $20. And all right, I guess I'll talk to you guys next time.